Welcome back, everyone, to the IBJJF Podcast. My guest today is Professor Bruno Frazatto. Bruno is a European, Brasileiro, and Pan American champion, and he is the owner and head instructor of AOS Atlanta. Bruno, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Of,
My pleasure.
of course, got a lot to talk about with you. You were obviously an incredible competitor by your list of accolades. You're also now an incredible coach representing AOS. But I wanted to start this conversation out talking about your competition career. You won a lot of gold medals. You competed in the featherweight division, which was always a really, really tough and stacked division. So what were some of your favorite memories as a competitor? Maybe a favorite title or a favorite tournament that you had?
For sure, words. I think words is being that pyramid is a place that when you're in the finals day when everybody's watching you is such an incredible experience. I think words always being the stage where I like to perform, and for sure I miss that time.
So not only did you have some amazing performances as an athlete coming up in competition, but while you were preparing for competitions, you had some training partners that have gone on to have some really incredible careers in jiu-jitsu. The Mendes brothers are some of them. So I know you trained a lot with them coming up through the ranks. Can you talk about some of the experiences and some of those training sessions with the Mendes brothers?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I joined like in 2007. I got my black belt with Professor Roberto Godoy and Roberto Tosi. And in 2007, Godoy was focused a lot in MMA. And then like I was in my second year as a black belt, and I knew that like if I want to have a better results in competitions in general, I would need to train in a team that was focused in jiu-jitsu at the time. And then I started to have a conversation with Leozinho Vieira. Back in the time it was like Brasa, you know. And then I joined them and I started to train with them. And Professor Ramon Lemos and Professor Galvão, they used to be like close friends. And then I started to, because Ramon was teaching in Rio Claro, São Paulo, and it was like just 1 hour from my house. And usually São Paulo, take like 1 hour to go and 1 more hour inside is a crazy traffic. It's hard to get it in, and I start to spend more time more training Rio Claro, and then when I start to training with Rafa and Professor Gui, back in the time that I was like purple belt. It was 2008, 2007, 2008, like as a purple belt. Uh, I have a funny story. The first day that I went there to training, I was like in the bus station. Then I just drop off, and then like say, then Rafa say, "All right, I'm gonna pick you up." I say, "All right," like they're gonna. I have like a big bag, with a lot of gifts because I'm about to spend the entire week there. And then like I have I think 5 gifts. I was like a huge bag. I say, "All right, like you'll be fine. It's gonna be a car, man." They went there with a bicycle, Hine and Guy and one bicycle. And like I say, all right, like that's the way how I go to the gym. Say that's cool. And then like you walk in from the bus station to the gym like about 1 hour with a big bag for a training session straight to the training session. But it was like incredible time. I think we in that period of time we developed like a bunch of things that you still can see nowadays in the area of the modern jiu-jitsu. And it was incredible time to see they grow as an athlete, not just him, like a Gilbert Burns, Durinho
Yeah.
Calazans, Guto Campos. Was great to be able to be part of like the beginning of Atos. I was there since day one. uh, I saw like Professor Galvão get prepared, for many competitions, and we helping him to have the incredible performance that he had in 2008 awards, one of the incredible performance that he has through his career. And well, it was great time, man. Like, was great to be part of that team.
So you mentioned Andre a couple times. He has his gym out in San Diego, Professor Andre Galval, IBJJF Hall of Famer. Can you talk about your relationship with him? Obviously, you guys are still very close running the AOS Academy. So can you talk about Professor Galval just as a friend and as a leader and a competitor?
Yeah, man, Professor Galvão is such a always been such an inspiration for me. Like I never met a guy that more disciplined than Professor Galvão. Like I never met nobody that training more than Professor Galvão. And now he started to translate that to his team, the way how he's trained the athletes, the way how he's running the business, the way how he take care about the athletes as a general. Him and Professor Angelica as well. I think I met him as a blue belt. Like we have a funny story with him as well. Like in I think it was 2002. We went to fight a Brazilian national team. Remember, Brazilian national team would be
Yeah.
back in the time was like a huge, right? Like you fight for a team, and then Professor Galvão used to train with Professor Careca in San Jose, and he doesn't have a many athletes there. And then he's like, "Let's do a team." Then you made a team, me and him and the other guy called Orlando Zanetti, and you just us like three athletes, and then you won the competition, just like finish everybody, like me, him, and Orlando. So that's when I started to have this friendship with him. Was like 2002 as a blue belt, and uh, since then we're friends, and you're close friends, and I love him. I think he's a great leader, and he's doing an incredible job with the team.
Yeah, you talked about, it was really interesting. You talked about how he did such a good job translating his competition success to the success he's having with his athletes in San Diego. And you're doing something really similar in Atlanta. You have a lot of successful competitors. You're building your team up. Can you talk about opening Atos Atlanta and what that experience has been like for you thus far?
Yeah, well, of course, it's something natural when you start to see that your career, you're as an athlete, you're gonna need one. It's gonna get a time that you're gonna need to stop competing, and you need to focus on something else. And I always enjoy that part of like be a coach. Teach is something that I love to do. It's something that is supernatural for me, and was a natural transition, but we opened again in 2020, when the pandemic hits, was a scary time for, I think, for most of the academy
Yeah.
in the entire world. But I knew that, like, if I have the same mindset that I have as an athlete, if that translate to my business, I would succeed. And I think it is something that the tools that as a self-development that jiu-jitsu gave me through my career, like understand that under pressure you're gonna need to be patient, you're gonna need to be calm, and and work your way through. And it's something that translate very well for my coach journey, and as a coach, and as a business owner as well. I think it was a natural process, but it's definitely something that I enjoy a lot. It's something that I love to do. I love to be on the mats. I love to, take care about people. I love to help young athletes accomplish their goals and see their success. Is something that bring me a lot of joy.
So you've had the gym open, like you said, since 2020, and throughout your career, you trained at a lot of different gyms, had a lot of different people that you trained with, and coaches that helped you develop your game. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to do differently at your gym that maybe you didn't have a chance to experience at other gyms that you trained at?
For sure, man. I think I think the athletes now is living in a gray area now, because the internet, like the access that they have to information. Uh, I believe that the coach now is way more as a mentor. You have a lot of coaches now that is not just coaches, it's not just people that teach them jiu-jitsu, it's people that guiding them through the career. And that's why you have been seeing a lot of people have a way more succeed as a young age, because they are following the process, they are following through, and they have someone to tell them what to do. And I think that's something that we didn't have back in the time, you know. And I think that's something that I have been doing, and it's something that I think is extremely important, to give the athletes to they see the big picture. Because when you are just athlete, you just want to win competition, and you don't have too much goals, and it's important to have someone to give you advice and follow you through your path. Uh, it's something that we didn't have back in the time, and you do have now. And I think the information they have now, like as you guys are doing such an incredible job. I mean, like IBJJF always provides such a great platform, but even better now, and uh, be able to study jiu-jitsu the way how we can do now. You can go online, you buy DVDs and study through the mats, and it's something that is incredible now. It's something that we didn't have back in the time, and now is great. Something that is going to make the athletes even better.
Yeah, I love how you talked about being a mentor because obviously you have amazing technique, you have great credentials in competition, so athletes can learn amazing jiu-jitsu and technique from you, but being a mentor is like another step and another level and another time commitment for you. So can you talk about how much more that adds to your plate, like being that mentor and playing that mentor role to your athletes?
Yes, it's something that like I have a few people that I look at as some great coach, some people that have a lot of successful, in their career as a coach, as a professor. So of course you have a Professor Galvão. I have a Professor Gui that is a close friend that you talk very often. You can see like a Professor Danny here. So I want to be this type of coach. I don't want to be a coach just teach them techniques. I'm looking forward to be a person that guide them through their jiu-jitsu career. And because I have been work a lot with young athletes, is way easier because young athletes usually like they listen you, like they listen, they it's easier than if I start to uh, try to guide a guy that's already like maybe 30 years old, already a black belt, like young athletes is way easier because they trust you and they trust the process, and most of the time if the parents is on board, they're gonna follow through, and it's something that I have been doing a lot. I have been developing this a lot with the young athletes, and with the Alex as well. So we have been see Alex having a lot of success in her career,
Yeah.
and it is easy to work with her because she's following everything that I tell her to do. Like you often talk, you try to align things, you try to set up plans, and you have been see her have a lot of success lately, because I believe hard work with guiding and following through the process, most of the time is going to result in a great successful
Yeah,
career.
yeah. You mentioned Alex. You're talking about Alex Enriquez, who just won the World's No Gi about a month ago. Had an incredible
Yeah.
performance. Why don't you talk about her performance at the World's No Gi in Vegas?
Yes, Alex is, man, like Alex, she's such a great athlete. She has a great wrestling background. When she started, she's training with me, has been like a 3 years, and uh, I believe that she grew a lot through these 3 years, like through like her brown belt career and her black belt career. And I knew as an athlete when I started to training her that if I be consistent with her and if she is can follow the plan that I had to her through, she's gonna have great results. And words was approved that she had incredible match. She has a very tough match with Adele in the finals. Like
Yeah.
Adele was able to lock a triangle, a tight triangle in her. Usually when Adele lock a triangle, fight's over.
Yes.
And I think in the beginning of the fight, Alex lost a little bit her cool because she scored 2 points, and I was like a little bit the referee put the 2 points off because, to be honest, it was a point. And then after that she kind of like, when you have that like 5 seconds that you she froze a little bit, and then Adele was able to capitalize on that. That's what happened in high level competition, right? So if you stop, the person is going to capitalize on you. And she was able to stay calm, patience, and wake her way out. And she was able to win the match with an incredible performance and show how she's capable of. You know.
Yeah, it was an amazing performance. That was her first gold medal at a major tournament. Well, actually, her second gold medal in a major tournament. She also won the Pan No Gi. So
Yeah,
her,
she opens.
yeah, her
Yeah,
set. I believe that was 2022. So then
yeah,
2022 Pan No Gi champion, 2023 World No Gi champion, building up a
yeah,
great resume. So I wanted to talk about another topic you've brought up a couple times. Is just that the internet has changed jiu-jitsu quite a bit. There's a lot of
yeah.
resources now to study. There's a lot of instructionals. I know you're someone who studies quite a bit yourself. So can you just talk about the internet and how that's kind of changed jiu-jitsu and how it's kind of opened up opportunities for people to get better?
Yeah, I can see like I can see the results by that with myself. As I'm a person that I like to study a lot. I spend at least 1 or 2 hours of my day studying jiu-jitsu. I like to study maths, and I like to study structure as well. And I think that when the athlete, let's say, that you're gonna compete in the middleweight division, so you have a tons of footage that you can study uh, now that to develop a strategy or develop a game to try to beat your partner is something that if you're not doing, you should do. Like I think is a very important tools, and I think more and more you're gonna start to see people involving their game like way faster than before because the the amount of the information they have now is incredible. Is there is there. You just need to uh, open your phone instead you spend time doing something else and try to study and invest in your career this way. I think it is an important tool, and you definitely should do it.
So you mentioned you like to study matches and instructionals, and I'm sure you come up with game plans for your athletes using that material going into tournaments. So can you talk about how you feel like that really helps going into a tournament, just having that game plan and knowing your division?
Yeah, I think it's something that I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do in my career back in the time, and I think it's something that is extremely important. Because when the person that you're gonna compete, if you know there is like their game, and if you can break down what they always do and usually what path they try to go through the fight, it's becoming way easier to develop a strategy. And with that strategy in mind, you're gonna feel more confident because if you're training based on what the person is gonna do, you're gonna be confident. You're not gonna like in the moment that things happens, you're gonna be prepared off. Way better than all right. I know the person do this very very well, but one thing is knowing, the other thing is feeling. If you train it based on that, you can be actually prepared. It needs to be part of the preparation now. So I feel like jiu-jitsu becoming very professional now. It's a sport that is growing crazy, and for the athletes that has been doing this type of study and knowing their opponents is gonna have a way more chance to succeed.
We have a huge tournament coming up in a couple weeks. The IBJJF Europeans in Paris, France,
Yes.
have some amazing competitors signed up. I went through the list and looked up how many black belt world champions we have, and it looks like we have 10 right now. Taliesin Suarez, Maisa Bastos, Melissa Stricker, Diego Pato, Mayra Malvez, Isaac Doderline, Felipe Andrew, Gabriele Pisania, Tiny Porfirio, and Eric Muniz. So I just want to get your take on Europeans, who you're excited to watch, either as a competitor or maybe a division that you're excited to watch. But just want to hear your thoughts on the upcoming Europeans.
Yeah, Europeans is such a nice competition. I won European twice, and something that European is like is the energy there is amazing, and always bring the heat up. And I'm so excited to see Angie. I think Angie and Mika. I just saw
Yeah.
that Mika uh, is in the middle age division, and Angie as well. I think they probably will meet in the finals, and I can't wait to see that match. Uh, I know that Pato is going to compete as well as a light feather,
Yep.
right? Like Pato is an athlete that I love to watch compete as well. Muniz is going to fight. Eric Muniz is going to fight. Felipe Andrew, the open class division, you'll be insane. You have the girls as well. Maisa is always, bring such a technical level for the competition aspect. She's great. So it's gonna be fireworks. I cannot wait to watch. Yeah, you're gonna be watching for sure.
Awesome. And you made a really cool video recently on your social media. You talked about who you felt were the top 5 male black belts. So I kind of want to do something a little bit different and talk about who your
Uh-huh.
top 5 male and female athletes that you're excited to watch in IBJJF competition in 2024.
Sure, I definitely wanna continue watch Taina. Like I think Taina is very consistent, and I know that he has developed new techniques and he's working really really hard to see to try to get to the next level. And very excited to watch him compete this 2024. I think the middleweight division this year, the world is going to be insane. Like Mika is back. You have Andy Murasaki that is on fire as well. You have Taina. Uh, I would like to see Nicholas compete at Worlds. I hope he sign up and he competed at Worlds. I would love to see him and Eric Muniz again. I would love to see him and Hugo and Vitor Hugo again. I think they have a great match, and I hope to see again at Worlds. What else? So as a featherweight, the featherweight division is a division that is really packing now as well. So you have Isaac, of course. You have the Sodrez, the brothers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think if Fabricio Andrew is gonna fight as a featherweight as well. So the lightweight division is super tough as well. You have a new athletes coming up. Uh, yeah, so is all incredible athletes. The girls, you have Peçanha, of course, like
Yeah.
she's the queen. So you have a Maisa that always bring a great competition level. You have a Fion Davis. I love to watch Fion. I think she will be compete at Worlds as well. So all those athletes is athletes that I'm looking forward to watch and see them in action.
Yeah, those are some great names. Really hope we get to see them at a lot of IBJJF events in 2024. So, in addition to the
Yeah,
Europeans, we have the Pans, Brasileiros, Worlds. We're going to have the Absolute No-Gi GP on February 29th. Also, going to have another edition of the Crown. So, a lot of stuff to look forward to. Any events in particular in 2024 that you're really looking forward to?
yeah, I love the crowd. I think you guys did such a amazing job. The show was beautiful and the fights, so super the technical level great. So I love to see the crowd. I was in the GP during the World Masters, and it was a great show as well. Like amazing production, amazing display of the athletes. Uh, the that week of the World Master was insane. I never saw so many competitors in my life. A lot of people, a lot of great matches. We have a Jiu-Jitsu con in the same time as a World Masters. You can see the high level kids compete. You can see the high level adults compete, and you can see the high level masters competing. In addition, that we have the GP. So all those competitions. We have Brazilian nationals. I'm looking forward to go to the Brazilian national this year. Try to bring in my athletes there to see how is competing in Brazil. You have awards, and words is always a special weekend, and I'm looking forward to that.
Well, Bruno, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on all your achievements in competition, all the amazing work you're doing as a coach with AOS Atlanta and all your awesome athletes. We really appreciate it. Anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up the podcast?
Thank for everything that you guys have done and still doing for the Jiu-Jitsu community, and hope to see you guys soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks so much.